Hands down, best thing of the year. No, just no. I don't think that that's right. And if you ask me, I think it's a defect. Hey everyone, I hope you have all had the most amazing Christmas, and you might have missed it, so I'll link to it below, but yesterday, which was Christmas Day, I posted up David and my Christmas with the Shohets video. It's basically like a fly on the wall sort of vlog of our couple's Christmas Day. So every year, we obviously spend Christmas with our families, but every year we also take time to have a Christmas Day for ourselves where we go on a festive walk, we have our festive meal, we open presents, we hang out together, and it's a day that we both really, really cherish and look forward to every year, and I always film it and share it with you. So I'll link to that below in case you missed it. You want something like still a bit festive, kind of a bit Christmassy to kind of enjoy, then go and check that out. But you know what? I mean, you already know. What am I saying? It's coming to the end of this year, and I can't speak for you, but I feel like this year has whizzed past so quickly that it's a little bit frightening. I mean, you know, I thought 2023 went by fast, but this year has just been a blur. Just been like a complete flash, and it's been over. But I want to share with you some of the best and worst things that I've bought this year, including like one of my absolute favourite things. I need to show you this. It's like this pan has just been one of my best, the actual best thing I've bought this year has been this pan. And I've got loads of other stuff, but I've also got some things that are, for me, like complete failures. Things that I bought and I wasn't to know at the time, but since owning them, I kind of think, oh no, really, really bad, shouldn't have bought that. So let's start with best. Okay, I'm going to start with jewellery actually, because I have had a couple of new things this year, jewellery wise, which have surpassed my expectations and have been really, really good. So the first thing that I got this year was, okay, I got a set of 3 bracelets, and I really like the way they work because you buy one clasp that goes on the back and you can stack the bracelets. So the bracelets come separately, and then you get a clasp with it, and you only need one clasp, and they all bunch together at the back. So it's, I'll show you some images here so you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. But these are from Ideal, which is a brand that I talk about a lot. And you know, one thing I want to quickly say before I show you the other new thing that I got actually a couple of weeks ago is, you know, from time to time I work with different brands, and I work with Ideal, and they give me bits and pieces every so often. I'm a customer, I love the brand. And I just wanna say that I always hope you don't mind me talking about brands when it is in more of a collaboration aspect. And I also want to say, I don't know if you might be new, so you might not know this, but YouTube isn't my job, it's my little side hobby, the thing that I really enjoy doing. I have a day job, and because I have that day job, I'm in a really fortunate position where YouTube isn't my life. I don't rely on it to pay for things. It's just like a side thing that I do for the love of it. So when I show you a brand, please know that I'm not just doing it. It's not just a shill. It's me that having handpicked a brand that came to me that I really, really rate, that I want to share with you. Does that make sense? I don't want you to think that every brand that comes to me, I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, give me the money, I'll talk about, you know, it's not like that at all. It's a lot more, I turn down so many brands, it's actually insane. And I only pick the ones that I would personally and do spend my money on. And Ideal is definitely one. So the bracelets, they were a new thing. And I got those back in the summer, and they did surpass my expectations. Or did they not? I already wear, I've actually taken out the earrings because I'm going to show you them in this. But Ideal pieces are all 14 karat gold. They're lab grown diamonds, so you don't have those ethical negativity or negative points that you get with diamonds that actually come out of the ground. But the gold, 14 karat gold, is also ethically sustainable and can be traced back to where it's come from. So that's a really nice thing. It's like a family run business, but also what's really cool, I really like with their designs the minimalist modern look of them, but you can stack things. You can wear like just a simple pair of their solitaire diamond studs. They look really classy on their own. It's an accessible price because it is lab grown diamonds, but because it's lab grown diamonds and 14 karat gold, you don't need to take the stuff off. I wear it in the shower, I sleep in it, I really don't take the stuff off. I do have a mixture when it comes to earrings of Maria Tash and Ideal. I get all of my piercings done at Maria Tash, and they always pierce my ears with their jewellery because that makes sense. But then once the pieces have healed, I do like to swap them out and put Ideal in. And you'll see me in videos, I always have an earful of Ideal. Always, because it's just good stuff. You buy the studs separately, so you only buy them once, and then if you want to add on like a different look, it's called modularity. So you buy the other pieces, and then the stud earring goes through the hole of the modular piece that you've bought, as you can see here, and it gives you a completely different look. So you only need to buy the studs once, and then you're good to go. And again, I really like that. But the packaging's all great. And also you get freebies from time to time where, for example, I've got here like a jewellery box, and I've been given a jewellery tray, and you never know they're coming. You just order stuff and you're like, wow, okay, I didn't anticipate that, but I got like something free that's actually really decent. So their stuff's really good, and I've been really pleased with that this year. The next thing that I've been really pleased with is this. You might think this is really strange, you know, that I'm talking about this, but I couldn't not talk about it. When I was thinking about this video, I thought this is like definitely up there with something that I need to talk about. So one of the worst things that I've bought this year has been non-stick pans on Amazon. And now I'm sure some of you have had great experiences on Amazon for non-stick pans. But for me, I buy them and they're really good. And then after a couple of wears, like a couple of uses and being in the dishwasher and stuff, the non-stick wears off this central area here. It's still non-stick on the edges, but my food was all getting stuck down. I'd make an omelette, half of my egg was actually burnt to the bottom of the pan, and you wouldn't be left with much egg left. It was just a nightmare. And I kept throwing them out because they were basically broken and probably quite bad for you, you know, in terms of like the burnt element as well. And then I went into Waitrose. This is actually from John Lewis. And I go into Waitrose and they sell like pans in there. So they had one of these and it was quite expensive, but I thought, well, you get what you pay for. So I thought I'm going to give it a try. So I bought it, and that was months ago. I bought this pan, absolutely months ago. It has retained its non-stick perfectly. It goes in the dishwasher beautifully. When I say that you can cook on this and you need no oil, no butter, no nothing, I cook fish on this skin side down. The skin goes really crispy, really gorgeous. I don't need to use oils. It's just absolutely great. Great for steaks. Honestly, the most amazing pan. I actually went and bought another one in a different size. So if you're around Waitrose and if you're sick about buying these pans, spend a bit more money, get one. It's all you need. Get one, spend a bit more money, and that is a good one to go for. My next best thing that I bought this year, and I can't believe I got this in January, because in one way January 2024 seems like yonks ago, but on another level it doesn't feel like that long ago at all. I vividly remember making the video for this bag, vividly, and now it's in the past. But this bag was part of a collaboration, no, not a collaboration, it was part of a collection at Gucci where you could get pink, blue, I think you could get like a creamy white AB colour, and also like a greeny tone iridescent bag. And it was, I think it was only the Marmont range that it came in from memory, and that bag that's got like a big horse bit on the front. I don't really like that bag. I don't think it looks that nice, but I do quite like this. I like the square. Anyway, I saw it when it first came out and I just fell in love, because this is me all over. I love the colour, I love the vibe of it. I do like bags that have got like a bit of sparkle or a bit of iridescence or something about them that's a bit different. And when I saw this bag, I really liked it. And I wanted it in the square, not the rectangle, Marmont. So then I wanted to get it in the pink, but I went onto Flannels, which is a website, and I think they have a store up north somewhere. I go onto Flannels and I happen to have a voucher that worked on Gucci. and it got me £440 discount on this bag. And so although I wanted the pink, they didn't have the pink in stock, they only had blue. I thought, I don't even care, I'm just going to get the blue. Now actually, in retrospect, I'm so glad I did not get the pink. The blue has been very good for me in terms of spring, summer and autumn, winter. Naturally, it's like a pastel-y coloured bag, so it's really good in the spring and summer. But I tell you why it's been really good in winter. Because it feels like an ice blue. It works really nicely when you wear it with like a big grey overcoat, or even cream, or even black. Just perfectly with greys, you know, to be honest. But you can wear like a really heavy overcoat with this, like a teddy coat or a wool coat, this over the top, and it somehow works. And I've really enjoyed it, and I was very pleased with the price I got that for as well. It hasn't scuffed, it's got no dye transfer. It's just been like an all-round really good bag, actually. So you might be thinking, that's really good, that's some of your best things. What about some of the worst? I think I actually have more worst things than I do best things this year. Even though I've got some really good things this year, this just for me is longer. Okay, so the first thing which, I love this bag, but when I show you it, you might think this is minor, and in a way it is minor, but to me it's a defect, and the brand didn't want to deal with it when I contacted the brand. So it's this bag from Coach. It's the cutest mini backpack. It looks like, you know the Chanel Duma, I think it's called, that mini backpack they've got that's like 5K. It's a very similar size, really similar vibe. And I saw this bag when it first came out, like back in the summer, and I ran to get it. You could get it in this colour, which they call grey, but to me it's kind of more blue. In the picture on the website, it looks really dark grey, and it's not that colour at all. I don't know how they photographed it to get that dark grey colour, but it doesn't look like that at all. It's really light. They also do it in cream, black, and they had it in hot pink, although from what I could see, you couldn't get the hot pink in the UK, only in the States. And for you guys in the States, you were telling me you couldn't get this colour, but you could get the hot pink. So I don't know whether that was like something going on there. But I bought this bag, and then I wore it to a car show. And I wore it as a backpack, so I had my hands free. And I don't know what happened, but only on one corner. I don't know what happened here, but the paint wore off just on this one corner. Really hoping you can see that, because I think in this light, it looks like a shine from the lights on the corner of the bag. But the paint has actually come off on that corner. And it's gone white. Can you see that? It's gone like white. Trust me, in real life, it's more noticeable than it's probably looking on camera because of the lightings making everything look really bright. But I contacted Coach, and I thought that, because I've heard really good things about Coach customer service, and I contacted them and sent them pictures. And they wrote back and said, well, it's wear and tear. We can fix that for you. We will repair it for you, but you have to pay for it. Now, at the time, this bag was like weeks old. They wanted pictures of the whole bag, I guess, so they could see whether I'd worn it to death and was trying to pull a fast one. So I sent them over pictures, and as you can see, it's new. It's a new bag. And I was disappointed because, to me, this feels like a defect with the paint. I don't believe that the paint should rub off a bag. I think that that's it's never happened to any other bag I've got. Cheap, expensive, doesn't matter. It's never happened to any other Coach bags I've got, but it's happened on this one. And I didn't pay to have it fixed because, frankly, and here's the thing, you might look at it and go, well, that's minor. Sure, maybe it is minor, and thank God it's not on the front so you can't see it. But this is a bag that was nearly £500. That's not cheap for a bag, you know, nearly £500, and the paint rubs off. And I was only wearing a cotton t-shirt that day, so I don't know why the paint rubbed off. And I was wearing it as a backpack, and I don't remember there being any friction as I was carrying it or anything like that. So that was a disappointment, actually. That was like a real disappointment because I do really love that bag. It's just like that reason. The other thing that has been like a worse purchase for me this year, I spoke about it not so long ago actually, but there was one thing, a lot of you had questions for me on this and I want to answer the question. But it's this bag from Tokyo, and this for me is a worse purchase. I haven't used it, as you can see, label's still on it. But do you know why it's a worst purchase to me? You know when you go on holiday and you see something and you know that because you're on holiday and you're not going to be in that country forever, that you've got a certain amount of time to make your mind up and buy it or not buy it or whatever you need. I saw this bag in a vintage store over there and I fell in love. And I didn't buy it there and then. I made a note in my head of the price that they wanted, and I went away and thought about it, and then several days later, that was when I decided to pull the trigger. So that was that. And it was £1,400. That's with the Japanese 6.5% tax removed. So this is the question a lot of you had. I referenced having to pay tax on this. And a lot of you said, but don't you get the tax back? Yeah, you do. You get the tax back in the country that you're travelling to. But I don't know what it's like in your country, but in the UK, they fleece you for more tax on the way back in. So you basically pay 20%, plus I feel like from memory there was like I think you pay VAT and like a customs tax or something. So I ended up paying over £300 just in tax on this bag, making this bag nearly £1,800. And by the way, when I was in the shop looking at it, I was all over Googling it to see whether I could find it cheaper elsewhere. Like, I always do that. If I'm going to buy something pre-loved or if I'm going to buy something from an outlet, I always Google it. I never just jump in and buy. Because sometimes it's cheaper online. There was only a couple of these on Vestair Collective and they were about the same price that I was going to end up paying with the tax. So I got it. Then when I got home, I saw Luxury Promise had added one to their website and it was £995. And so I paid like £700 overs for this bag. It's in, yeah, it's true, it's in very good condition for its age. It looks new, except for the hardware, which is scratched, but it looks new and I appreciate that. But do you know what I mean? You know when you buy something and you cringe when you look at it, like you feel a bit sick when you look at it because you think, I got done there. I got done there. And that's kind of how I feel about that bag, actually, massively. The next thing I want to show you is, don't know how many of you remember this. Let me just sort myself out here. Hang on a minute. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Oh no, here it is. So a couple of months ago, I think it was at the end of the summer, I went into this shop on the King's Road. I didn't vlog it, but I showed you what I got after. And the shop is called Lenorades, I think is how it's pronounced. And it's like a little jewellery shop. And I walked past the window and everything looked so expensive. And it looked like real gold, real gemstones, etc. And what I love about their pieces are it's all very botanical themed. It's all very floral. It's like about flowers and plants, really beautiful pieces. And I would say their USP is that everything is enamel hand painted. So you buy a ring that's got like a forget-me-not flower on it, and the flower is hand painted enamel. So I go past, I like stopped in the window, saw next to each piece there were tiny prices, and like on little plaques. And I saw this ring and it was £110. And I thought, that's a really nice ring. I actually really liked it. And I decided to go in and try it on and I bought it. I've had to stop wearing it because the enamel chipping off. Can you see there on the edge of the flower? Can you see the enamel is chipping off? And it's doing it as well on one of the leaves on the underside. I'm really hoping that's showing actually. But I don't want to wear it anymore because I don't want the rest of that enamel to come off. There you go, you can see it there. Can you see the edge of the leaf of the flower is gold, where the rest of it's blue? And when I noticed that, I was so disappointed. It's such a beautiful ring, and you know, things like the gold has not rubbed off. Given that it's not a solid gold ring, I thought, when I bought it, I thought the first thing to go on that's going to be on the back, where it's like on the back of your hand. I thought the gold's going to rub off. It hasn't. It's the enamel that's come off. And I was so disappointed. I don't know whether I would be able to take it back and get them to give me another one, because I did buy it a few months ago now. But this happened quite quickly, you know. It's just that I kept forgetting to take it back. and now I've way left it too long. But it's such a shame because it's such a beautiful brand, and £110 for a costume jewellery ring, that's not cheap. And again, is that a defect? What do you think? I don't remember knocking it on anything. I don't remember doing anything that would make that happen, and it's happening to the green leaf that's on the other underside of the stone. It's just such a shame because it's so beautiful. I absolutely love that, and I love the little pouch it comes in. But this is the thing, like, sometimes you just don't get this like good quality. And do you know what? I'm probably going to finish, I'm looking around the room, I'm probably going to finish this video and then find something else that was like a worse purchase and think, I wish I mentioned that, but I totally forgot to. So anyway, but they're all the things I can think of. I want to thank all of you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed just hanging out, chilling out. And I will see you in the next video.